fan theory is going around out there that is a big fantasy, but we'll take a look at it. We'll also see what's new for Liv Morgan, Charlotte Flair, and more. Starting things off with this new fan theory for John Cena that is a bit out there but is something exciting and fun to talk about. By now, everyone knows how horrible John Cena's heel turn was, how nothing made sense, and how abysmal it was from a storytelling perspective. John Cena betrays the fans and the morals he stood by for over 20 years in order to align himself with The Rock, sell his soul, and be that corporate champion that The Rock initially wanted Cody Rhodes to be. That gave us that massive moment at Elimination Chamber of John Cena, giving Cody Rhodes a brutal beatdown by the orders of The Rock, and they stood tall with each other as that show went off air and faded to black. At the time, it was exciting, the possibilities were endless. You left that show probably with goosebumps about what this means for John Cena's run, how it shakes up everything, how truly shocking it was. Even Triple H was bragging about the move on the post-conference show, taking shots at the fans that said it didn't feel like they were on the road to WrestleMania. After that moment with The Rock and John Cena happened, Triple H asked the fans if it felt like the road to WrestleMania now after that. So it was such a massive moment. John Cena's heel turn was news that extended outside of the wrestling fandom. It was massive pop culture news. Everyone knew about it. Everyone was paying attention to see what was next for this story. Obviously, The Rock wasn't going to be around full time, but maybe we see a handful of appearances of him and John Cena together. Maybe we see John Cena getting exclusive benefits and privileges that nobody else gets because The Rock is on the board of directors. So he's hooking John Cena up with these exclusive perks that no one else can get. Just anything like that to show that the alignment and partnership between John Cena and The Rock is alive and thriving. Maybe The Rock even appears at WrestleMania 41 to directly assist John Cena in winning the undisputed title, showing Cody Rhodes that this could have been him if he accepted the deal. But since John Cena took the deal, The Rock was going all in on helping John Cena. That's where everyone's expectations were at, seeing some type of continued partnership between The Rock and John Cena. Because, well, that's what the foundation of John Cena's heel turn was built on, a link up with The Rock and selling his soul to The Rock. So common sense tells you that we obviously should see some follow-up there between The Rock and John Cena. But what did we actually end up getting in reality? Absolutely nothing at all, no follow-up to the biggest heel turn that the industry has seen in multiple decades. The story between John Cena and The Rock in 2025 both started and ended at Elimination Chamber. There was no continuation to that massive moment. It was a shocking twist with absolutely zero follow-up, and fans till this day can't wrap their heads around the fact that nothing was done with that massive reveal and potential program. No one knows what happened, if it was always the plan to do nothing at all after Elimination Chamber, or if there were more plans but they all fell through. Paul Heyman did allude to the idea that there was more follow-up in store for The Rock and Travis Scott's connection to John Cena, but that it allegedly didn't work out. But it was just horrendous storytelling to reveal that big moment, and then followed up with zero further appearances by The Rock, and John Cena not even mentioning The Rock at all after the turn. Arguably the biggest moment of the farewell tour, the heel turn, was never properly concluded and wrapped up in any way. Throughout his entire farewell tour, John Cena properly closed the chapter with his old rivals, and even with new rivals, everyone got a nice conclusion to their stories with John Cena. The only story that has the potential to be just left open-ended for the rest of eternity is John Cena's story with The Rock. Are they really not going to even attempt to wrap up or explain the disaster that was Elimination Chamber 2025? That's what fans are discussing right now, and if they're going to patch that up and make it right, there's literally only one more date to fix that, and that's December 13th at Saturday night's main event, the date of John Cena's final match itself. This is it. This is the last appearance to potentially try and fix up that program between The Rock and John Cena. So that brings us to this crazy and bizarre fan theory. Fans have been discussing the idea that maybe John Cena loses to Gunther that night, and as he's saying his emotional goodbyes to the ring forever, The Rock's music hits and he makes a surprise appearance to march to the ring. The Rock congratulates John Cena on his career, but there's one big issue that The Rock reminds John Cena of, and that's the fact that John Cena sold his soul to The Rock. So The Rock says that John Cena is no longer in control of his own fate and career, and how that's now in The Rock's hands. The Rock informs John Cena that he's not going anywhere, and Cena's farewell tour gets extended until WrestleMania 42, where his actual final match will be the rubber match with The Rock. This is an idea that Billy Ray touched on, and it's an idea that a lot of members in the community have been discussing as well this week. And on paper, it is pretty exciting. Probably would be the most exciting thing to see out of the entire farewell tour. To get this big fake out at Saturday night's main event, to get The Rock's return and finally get some closure to that Elimination Chamber heel turn, that's literally all fans been asking for since last March. Don't abandon the John Cena heel turn and act like the moment never happened. Let's see some actual closure to that moment before John Cena hangs up his boots for good. And it feels like that's what this fan theory would accomplish. It wraps up that story with The Rock from earlier in the year and makes John Cena's actual final match seem bigger than life there, with that third meeting with The Rock. No one has pinned The Rock in a match since John Cena himself back in 2013, so sending John Cena off with a pinfall victory over The Rock at WrestleMania will wrap up the story that was started back at Elimination Chamber, and it'll also serve as an official ending to their program with each other that initially started back in 2011. So that's this big, amazing fan theory that's going around right now. It's a great and exciting idea, but if we're talking about the realistic chances of anything like that actually happening, it's probably at 0%. It's fun to dream and fantasize, but there's no shot anything like that actually happens. John Cena has been very vocal about the fact that December 13th is his final match, and that there will be no twist or extension at all. And John Cena seems very honest when he says that. So the Gunther match truly is the end, but this idea from the fans is absolutely gold, and would have been incredible to see something like that actually take place. Big news broke this week from Fightful regarding some massive Hollywood blockages for some major superstars. According to these reports, both Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair were offered some big roles in the Queen of the Ring movie, but their participation in the film was allegedly blocked by WWE themselves. So Liv and Charlotte's role had to be given up and passed on to someone else. There's no reason given on why they allegedly blocked Liv and Charlotte from taking the roles, but that's all that's known there. But it's also confirmed that Liv and Charlotte still have some Hollywood projects on the way. Liv did some filming for a movie in spring 2024, and Charlotte Flair filmed a horror movie before her 2025 return. So they might have missed the Queen of the Ring movie, but there's going to be big opportunities to see the both of them acting on the big screen real soon. As far as things go with Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair inside of the ring, their paths may be crossing again soon, because Liv is trying to lead the Judgment Day back to the tag team titles, and we know Charlotte and Alexa are still chasing those same titles as well. So a collision course certainly seems in play. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.